One of my four
fingers in the way.
It's okay. I can always attach a picture. Welcome to Azure's Lagoon. So this is one of the girls I've been intimate with recently, coming straight from South Africa just a couple days before pandemic, where the emergency declaration started. Maybe if it was a few days later,
I wouldn't be here.
Situation would be a whole lot different, coming along with quite a few series of interesting and very inspiring stories regarding a lot of things.
A lot of things.
As much as she's comfortable, she seems like pretty down to earth and open, so which I can count on for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. And since we both play MTG, Magic the Gathering, the card game that I play too. And she's also a Wiccan.
Wiccan pagan.
Wiccan pagan. I'm not a Wiccan myself. I'm not even religious myself. I consider myself spiritual. And yeah, I'm really into metaphysical concept and mysticism. Also got the book called Rites of Pleasure, one of what I call my 4 Bibles. This is a book I mention quite often in pretty much all my platforms, other episodes on YouTube, tweets, and also on my website. So yeah, we're also clicking on different levels, which is pretty awesome. But first of all, yeah, well, this might not be directly associated with sex, intimacy in the relationship, but I do assume and believe that it has much to do with the big part of, who you currently are, your upbringing.
My upbringing?
Yeah.
Which part?
Like early childhood, growing up in the farm.
Early childhood, yeah. Wild girl.
Wild story, wild girl.
Yeah. So I grew up in a small place called Messina in South Africa. We lived about 4 hours drive outside the closest town. The farm was pretty big, so we had a hunting farm, and we also raised cattle, sheep and goats, and planted a bunch of things, tomatoes, potatoes, that kind of stuff. So hunting and tracking from a very early age was important. My first hunting rifle I got when I was 6, and my parents were nice enough to buy a horse for me as well at the age 7 or 8. So hunting, taking the cows out every day to feed, horse riding was really important. Yeah.
Those early age in elementary, some countries, some places, they might not even be allowed to play certain sports. You got taught or got into just a little sense of what it means to handle your own shit and being independent pretty early on.
Pretty early. I also think the fact that I'm an only child also made it easier to be independent, because my parents were always like, go do your thing.
I probably never asked about that.
Yeah.
If you had siblings.
No, I don't. I don't have siblings.
Yeah, I'm the only child too. You saw the picture of me on the jet ski above the ocean.
Yeah.
I think it was when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. My father wasn't with me, but I was at my relatives or my cousin's place, and my uncles and aunt, and 3 girls. The oldest one was 4 years older than me. The second one was 2 years older than me. The youngest one was a year younger than me. So we are around the same age, and they're getting all excited. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah, jet skiing. I was scared the shitless. I was, when you saw the picture, I was very old and it's up there.
Yeah.
So probably got a lot of dust, so I couldn't see my facial expression. But I remember I was crying.
Was they putting you on the jet ski?
They really forced my ass into that on the jet ski just to maybe take a nice picture to show off my father and some other people. I was also the least athletic kid in my class.
Yeah.
Played no sports, no exercise, nothing.
Yeah, I was also not very athletic at school, but horse riding was a different thing for me.
Maybe if we met back then, we probably wouldn't get along with it.
I don't know. I'd probably drag you into all my naughty nonsense.
Very wild and independent way of living each day. I was in my small nutshell type.
I was also actually an introvert, so just living outside the farm so far, we didn't have a lot of people come to visit. Yeah, so spending a lot of time by yourself.
Hunting with your dad.
Good memories.
Good memories. Good wild memories.
Yeah.
Is it hunting in the woods on a flat ground or a kind of mountain area?
The farm had sort of a little mountainous. It was more, I wouldn't say Japan is more mountainous. On the farm was more hills.
Yeah. Like in the deep bushes.
Yeah, like really thick brush. Some places like
You can easily get lost and left behind.
You can easily get lost and left behind, or like get stuck in between brushes and then have to walk back.
But your dad was doing that for a reason. I remember you said your dad has a cool mindset, philosophy about raising a child. Whatever man can do,
Yeah, so
women can do it too.
Whatever men can do, women can do it too. So that was always my dad. Thing is, you can do whatever. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean you do less than the guys do. I started driving a tractor when I was 7. Yeah. Yeah. My dad was just like, you need to learn. I was always helping my dad fix cars, change oil, kind of stuff. I was a very tomboy kind of girl. I wasn't a very girly girl. So my dad insisted knowing things like changing tires. So we did a lot of tracking and hunting because it's a hunting farm. So a lot of people used to come to hunt there. And my dad used to take them out.
And all the other people like visiting your farm, looking, oh, this little girl like doing a little bit of everything.
Especially around the age of 11, I was allowed to take hunters out by myself, which was just really strange for the hunters. Like me being tracking lead was just really weird for them. Teeny little girl.
Yeah. Apparently your dad gave you some jobs that can be like do or die situations for your family, like financial.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff was like we had to keep baboons off the fields because they would destroy tomatoes and things.
They go for like every little like eatable thing.
Yeah, because they used to like rip up the whole plant, so then the plants would die. So shooting them was one of my jobs. And then also when we hunted, we used to have 2 rifles always trained on the animal that you're shooting, so that if the hunter hunting missed or wounded an animal, that it was your job to take the animal down. Otherwise, if it ran away, it was like a few days worth of tracking and animal would suffer, which is not a good thing.
Because they are most likely still hiding somewhere close by.
Yeah, because some animals can go quite a bit, so you don't want them to bleed out slowly. You want to do a kill shot quick. Yeah, so if the hunter messed up, it was my job to finish the job decently and quickly. Very much.
Strong and quick.
Strong and quick.
Quick and strong. How did the baboons look like? Are they big and scary, or just human size?
No, they're not human size, but they're pretty big and scary. They've got teeth longer than dogs' teeth. Yeah, so the front teeth are like that.
You can see it.
Yeah, so it like sticks out the gums.
Even with the mouth closed?
Even with the mouth closed, yeah. They're pretty intimidating.
It's like one of the accessories for the Halloween. Like
almost.
Vampire.
Yeah. So they're very aggressive, especially the males. If the females have babies, they also get really aggressive.
Protector instinct.
Yes, but the males, especially if it's the alpha male, very, very aggressive.
I see.
Yeah, and if he goes for you, the rest of the troop will follow him. So then you have a bunch of baboons attacking you at the same time. It's a bad day. It's a bad day.
You get gangbanged on the middle of the field.
You're gonna have a lot of holes.
That could be the end of the world. Yeah, I've seen baboons like only some of the card games.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty big, intimidating, not small creatures. Yeah.
But besides all the features of animals and technical stuff that you have to deal with, what your dad was saying, whatever men can do, women can do it, probably thought whatever adults can do, the kids can do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, to actually implement that way of thinking, of philosophy early on, while you're still a little girl by age.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. When you grow up, you still have somewhere in you, coming fresh from almost the other side of the earth.
Other side of the world.
All by yourself. Even if you have a couple of friends, you're quick and outgoing enough to make a really good friends to give your hands on being here like all by yourself and like in the rough.
Yeah, especially seeing as I know very little Japanese.
Are you ever thinking about like studying or taking a JLPT?
At some point, yeah.
At some point.
At some point. Not soon, but at some point.
Yeah, there's some Japanese language school out there. Most of the places I know in Tokyo.
Yeah, I know there is one around here as well, but not this year, maybe next year.
So here's some cool story about the farm.
Some cool story.
You gotta tell it for sure.
Okay. So on the farm, maybe 3 times.
Until it gets nice and solid.
Until it's like you've got a nice thick bunch of